jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
Hey, I'm Colonel Gruder, and today we're taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Voyager class Rhinox. Starting off by taking a look at the packaging, we got Rhinox in a little window here. This beautiful artwork of him in his Rhino mode, as well as in his robot mode right next to it. Also on the top, you got the Maximo logo. Just his Voyager class multi-languages. Got the Transformers logo, Generations Takara Tomy, Hasbro, ages 8 and up. On the side, you got that same gorgeous artwork that we've been seeing on all of the Kingdom figures. And on the back, it just shows robot and beast mode with it saying that it's 35 steps. That's all there really is to say. So let's open him up and see how awesome he is. And here we have Rhinox in his beast mode, and I think this is a great Rhino mode. It looks really good, especially with these mud paint apps that they did. Paint job that made it look like it's got rolled in mud or something, or dirt. And I think it looks really nice. I especially like how they did it on the head and nose. Mostly, yeah, the nose, where I have it like surrounding the horns. I think that looks really nice. They also did a little bit on the sides, but then it just abruptly stops, and there's no paint that made it look like it was in dirt or anything. And it just looks really strange. Like, why would they do that? Like, if it were me, I would have had more of this type of paint applications onto the back legs and more onto the sides and everything. But it's really strange that they would do that. It kind of reminds me of the battle damage that they did on the Siege line. Another thing that's a little strange is this here. I don't know why they chose to have the colors not match this brownish gray, have it more of this, I don't know what color that is really, kind of like this light maroon color maybe. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. And speaking of sticking out like a sore thumb, you got these green things. I don't know why they're green. I really wish they were the same color as the main body. Now I understand that there is a lot of kibble underneath and there is some greens here, but I can live with that. But this just is so distracting, and I don't like it at all. Now, for articulation, he's pretty much a brick. The mouth is on a hinge, revealing some sharp teeth and a red tongue. These can go up, and he's like, I can fly! And let's see what else. He can also have, these do become the arms, by the way, spoiler alert. But you can have him do this, so you can have him like charging and slamming into something. For photography, you can do that. It's pretty cool. The front legs can have a little bit of a swivel here. The back legs, not much movement, very limited. They're on ball joints. They don't really do much there. And I think that's about it. And the head can kind of go up and down a little bit, but I can't really do much with it. And I think that's about it. And now for some size comparisons, here he is next to the high-grade Gundam Revive, the Black Series Darth Nihilus, and my previous review, the Kingdom Voyager class Optimus Primal. And now it's time to get him transformed, and honestly, I am not looking forward to doing this, because this guy is actually really frustrating to transform. And we will get to that once I get him into the robot mode. Well, let's do this. Rhinox in his robot mode, and honestly, I think this looks really, really good. Now, as you saw earlier during the transformation segment of my video, I actually sped up footage while transforming the bottom half because I just thought it was so tricky, and that's where the figure kind of falls flat, is the transformation down there. Not because it's easy, because there's just so much stuff in the way, and trying to get the legs folded in and made into the legs, it's like really difficult, and it was just a big mess, so I had to just be really careful and just do everything with extreme caution, because I actually looked inside here. I don't think you'll be able to see it if I show you now, but there actually are some stress marks hidden inside the mechanisms, and I just fear of something breaking. I don't know how long this figure is going to last years from now, but it just makes me really worried, and he's just not that fun to transform. However, once you get the legs figured out and you go to the top half, it's a lot more fun and simple and easy to enjoy. And I especially love this fake mouth chest here, because on the Generations 2010 Voyager class Rhinox figure, this mouth was actually the real mouth of the Rhino mode, and it opened up really wide to form the chest. But here it doesn't do that, which I think is really cool, and it's got some nice gold paint on it too. And this head sculpt is... hold on. This head sculpt is incredible. Really captures how he looked in the show, and it's just great. Now, the legs, like I said, I did not like how they transformed, but I don't really like how they came out either, especially with this sticking out. I don't know if you're supposed to fold it back in or not, but I think this is how you're supposed to do it, and it just sticks out like a sore thumb. Wait, hold on, let me check something. Unless he does it like this. Oh, I mistransformed it, that's why. I do apologize for that. But other than that, I think he's a rock solid figure. But I actually have another complaint about him. This piece here is extremely loose and just flops around, while this other arm can stay in a pose. So posing this guy isn't really that fun compared to my other figures. And speaking of poses, the head can move around on a ball joint. The arms can rotate a full 360. They can go out, but this one out. It actually stays out a little bit when you have them all the way out like that. You got a bicep swivel, a bend at the elbow, the hands, no movement here. The waist can move, but there is some stuff in the way, so it's a little hard to do. And the legs can kick and go back. You can spread out this far. And you got a thigh swivel, a bend at the knee, and you got a ankle pivot. And that's about it for articulation. Now moving on to the accessories, you might have noticed I took something out while transforming the figure, and it is this. These are his weapons, and they come together and they go into his butt or something during the transformation. And you see they can come apart, and here's how they look. They're nicely painted little guns with buzzsaws on them, but I find them really underwhelming because in the show they were much bigger. And the Generations 2010 toy had a feature where you can push a button and these buzzsaws can actually spin around, and that was actually pretty cool. I think the entire gun section spun around too, which was really cool, but these are just dinky little blasters. And he can hold them like so. Come on. There we go. And you can just do that, which I think looks pretty cool, to be honest with you, but I just wish these guns were way bigger. And as a bonus, much like Optimus Primal, they give you the option to store the weapons on the back. And speaking of the back, you got this big hole in here, and the backpack is really funny looking, but it doesn't really bother me too much because I believe this is show accurate, but I'm not 100% sure. It has been a while since I've last seen Beast Wars. And now onto the randomized sticker card. Here we got G1 Megatron with all the glitterness and everything. And if you peel it, I forgot to do it in my Optimus Prime video, but if you peel the card, you reveal another picture. And you got another Megatron from G1. Looks like he's in chains or something. Maybe that's a reference to the IDW comics when he was a gladiator. But I think that's actually kind of cool. Once again, for size comparisons, here he is next to the high-grade Gundam Revive, Black Series Darth Nihilus, and Optimus Primal. So there you have my review on the Kingdom Voyager class Rhinox, and honestly, my thoughts on this guy are complex. He has a good beast mode, he has a good robot mode, but the process in transforming him back and forth is really frustrating with the bottom half, but the top half is fun. He's got decent articulation and some good paint applications, but I just wish they had more of that paint that makes it look like he's covered in dirt, more applied to more parts of the figure in the beast mode. But it's not too noticeable here, but you can actually see some of the dirt patches on his arms, but there's like nothing on his legs, and I don't know, it just looks really weird. But for the most part, I do like this figure for what it is. It's a decent representation of Rhinox. However, if you own the 2010 version of this guy, I'd recommend just sticking with him instead. The only reason I picked this guy up was because he's new, and I don't have a Rhinox figure to go with Optimus Primal, but now I do, and I think they look great together. So, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.